may be April 1st, but this is no April Fool's. For the Pacific Northwest for their second visit for Monday Night Live. Smudge introduced them last time. Let's do it again.
Well, hi folks, Smudge here. My peoples have got another wonderful show lined up for you. Practical Modern Homestead. And they hail from somewhere out in the Pacific Northwest. So let me read the description on their YouTube About page. Join us on our journey of self-sustaining lifestyle in the Pacific Northwest. We are practical and modern, homesteading our property and practicing traditional ways. We grow a garden, process and preserve what we grow. We raise chickens, pigs, and cows. We love fishing, crabbing, shrimping, and gathering seafood locally. We have a passion for cooking delicious, healthy food, most of which we grow ourselves. Charlie is now retired, and I still work 6 days a week as a real estate broker. We are young at heart and have plenty of knowledge, experience, and encouragement we are happy to share. We have the ability to be off-grid, but choose not to be unless the need arises. I'm also working toward retirement, but not quite there. We like to laugh along the way, mostly at our own silliness. After all, life should be fun. So, without waiting much longer, let me introduce them and show you a couple clips.
Hi there, this is Angela from the Practical Modern Homestead, and today we are sourcing our food off of the homestead. We are actually going shrimping on the Hood Canal. Come along and join us. Hi, Practical Modern Homestead here. I'm Angela.
I'm Charlie.
And today we are getting ready to teach the next generation how to make apples into apple cider using the old-fashioned cider press. And this is my daughter Delaney. She and her
We're smoking eggs!
Hey there, I'm Angela here with the Practical Modern Homestead, and today I thought I would give you a little bit of a pantry tour.
Hi, I'm Charlie with Practical Modern Homesteading, and something that I really enjoy doing is making my own beer, and it is so easy.
One last quick question. So, Angela and Charlie, what was your reaction when you found out you were going to be on Monday Night Live?
I was ready. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm echoing. I can hear myself.
Well, that's a good thing.
That I'm echoing?
That you can hear yourself.
Can I smack him, folks? Please tell me I can smack him. Daryl does the editing, Linda. I don't touch it. Don't do a thing. Yes, don't poke the bear. I'm on. Can anyone else hear echo? Is it just me? Maybe it's just in my head. I don't know. Oh, shut up. He's over here laughing at me. Oh, Carrie said I can smack you. Come here.
You want me to
Okay. No domestic violence. Oh, come on, Karen. You know, after a few years, you have to.
Right, they can't see us yet.
So, okay, no echo. So, we're going back to the state of Washington. We're already in the state of confusion, especially today. It's been crazy here. Daryl has been spraying these wood signs, so the fumes are coming up. So if I'm a little bit more loopy tonight, you'll know why. So we had these two on as guests once before, and we had a fabulous time. And we decided to travel back to Washington again. So you can bring them out of hiding, Daryl.
You sure?
I am positive. Linda, you're never going to see me do that dance intro. That was Angela.
Well, they'd be live.
Yes, I know. I heard them. They'd be live. There they are. That's
Hi,
Angela and Charlie.
Hi. Yeah, that dancing was part of the Cog Hill Dance Challenge. And yeah, that was pretty fun to make, actually. I had a good time with it. We even got our pigs dancing in that one.
I thought you did. And the dog, I thought you did pretty good.
Yep.
Bird.
Yeah, my parrot, too.
Yes, Christy, they do have the moves. You got that right. You got that right. So these are the folks that can go to the beach and bring home clams. I was like...
And oysters.
And oyster. I don't think I want to...
And shrimp.
Yeah.
And
shrimp I'm ready for.
And salmon, probably.
Oh, I don't know. You get salmon up there?
We provide our own seafood.
Yeah.
We can't get lobster here, though, or scallops.
Oh, well, you can't have everything, right? You know. Give me half the seafood. I'll be happy.
Here, take it up top. Get back in here.
That'll take us a week to drive up there.
Yeah, come on up.
So,
Yeah, Linda, they're up in the state of Washington. So yes, they're on the West Coast. That's my sister. She's in California, Southern California.
so I heard in your video where you have to have some special attachment to your fishing license to go out and get
Yeah,
the
there's a
oyster.
shellfish endorsement here you have to get to get the shellfish, but it's pretty cheap. It's one of the cheapest part of the license. I think it's like $10. And that'll get you the crabs and the clams.
And then I also heard you say something about that you were limited to like 15 each.
It depends on the type of clam or oyster. Each one has their own requirements. We can get 40 butter clams.
18 oysters, 15 butter clams,
No, those razor clams. Was it?
15 razor clams, yeah.
Is it 15 butters? Or is it? Maybe,
No,
oh,
it's 40.
It's 40 steamers. I know that.
But you have to
Each
take
one-
them the way you get them. You can't, if you get a bigger one, you can't throw a little one back.
On the razor clams, yeah.
Yeah. And those are the sweetest of the clams, is the razor.
The ones we showed in the video, those ones that were like this long,
Yeah.
those, yeah, those are the razor clams. Those are probably the best clams. They're real tender.
They want to know if that's per season,
That's per day.
per day. And how do you tell the difference in the clams? Are they different colors?
Yeah.
Okay, that was a question.
And different shapes, too.
Cool.
Well, and actually you hunt them differently, do you not? Because I remember an older video where they're just like all on the surface, I thought.
Yeah, that was the oysters. And we actually dig for the steamer clams. And then we go out with these big clam guns for the razor clams. And then Charlie actually gets gooey duck clams, too, which are enormous. They're about, half as big as my head. But they're really far down, so he gets a huge clam gun and shoves it way down into the sand, and then he digs it out with a shovel, and then he almost goes topsy-turvy. They're so far down there. I'm too short. I would never get those.
It's about a wheelbarrow or two just to get one. You got to dig it out that much. It's a big hole.
Gemini Homestead's asking, do you have a special ingredient to your chowder?
Lots of clams.
Sometimes I'll add a little bacon.
Oh, bacon makes everything better. I've heard that.
That's what Shelley says. That's what my niece says.
We could do a clam chowder video. But the way I like mine is just lots of clams.
Acres of Clay Homestead, do you have to eat them right away, or can you freeze or can them?
They freeze really well. The clam we freeze in water in a Ziploc bag.
And some salt.
Okay. Yeah, country girl. Everything but tofu. That's right.
So you also can get lobster out there? Did I hear that?
No.
No.
The lobster.
Oh, no, the lobster you can't get, but salmon you can get.
Yep.
Yeah.
So is that back in that same Bay Area that you were, or in the same area where you got the shrimp? Let me ask you that.
Oh, well, Charlie goes out in the ocean when he goes salmon fishing.
Okay.
I mean, there are times of year when you can get salmon in these streams and rivers, but he usually just goes right out in the ocean for them because they're still more fresh and they're not so tired out when they're still in the ocean. He's got a nice big boat.
Well, I was just going to ask what the size of that boat was you were on.
It's a 24-footer.
Okay. That's quite a rig you have on there to get the shrimp.
Oh, the pulling machine, yeah, that's pretty handy. It's electric. It just plugs into the battery. So we used to do it the old-fashioned way, pulling them by hand, and that puller makes it way easier. Because the shrimp are down at like 300 feet, so that doesn't seem like very far. But when you get about 200 feet down, it seems like 500 feet when you're pulling them up. It just takes forever without that puller.
And it's a back saver.
Oh, yeah. I could imagine.
And if I saw right, you use cat food to bait the shrimp.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fish-flavored cat food.
Oh, makes sense.
I mean, we turn cat food into shrimp. What better bargain?
Yeah, exactly.
And not all cat food works either. It's that one kind, that Friskies ocean fish.
Ocean whitefish.
Yeah.
I'll be darned. That funny.
That works pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But the cat, so we might as well use it.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. Bandana Grandma's says that they have friends who fish near Stanwood, Washington. Are you near there?
Yeah, we're about 3 hours south of there.
There you go. And Goldshar Farm wants to know how much of your regular diet comes from fishing and foraging.
I'd say that we eat seafood at least 2 to 3 times a week.
A lot of shrimp, a lot of oysters. The salmon we don't eat so much, but a lot of it's smoked. We'll smoke the salmon.
I could do fish 2-3 times a week. I haven't had a fresh salmon on the grill since Linda, I think you still lived here in town on Cloverdale since we had fresh salmon on the grill. Kara was little, and that's a few years back.
So you're not counting the cedar boards?
That's not fresh caught.
Oh, fresh caught.
Fresh caught.
Well, that's fresh
salmon.
It's fresh.
It's fresh from Kroger's.
Yeah, it's fresh from the store.
From the fish market up at the Kroger.
That's my favorite food, probably, is the fresh salmon on the grill.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Daryl started about 2 years ago. He started doing it on cedar planks. And it's like, yep, that's the way to go. I love it. He does that, and I make the dill sauce. Mm-hmm.
That does sound good.
Yeah, we had, at that time, our youngest grandson was 2. Well, now we have a younger one, but his daughter and son-in-law and Sabre came up for dinner that Sunday. 2 years old, and this kid must have had 5 helpings of salmon. Nice. Yeah, blew me away. Mm-hmm. It's like, way to go, little one.
I've had some of my kids not eat the fresh salmon. They want fish sticks instead. Ew.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Well, it's a growing process, I guess.
Charlie also catches cod and other fish out there too.
We go out for the tunas. Tunas are like 50 miles offshore here. In summer and late summer, they come in as close as 37 miles, but that's quite a run to run out that far, but the way we're set up, we can run out there. It takes about, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours to run out there, and then most of those we ever caught was like 22. We caught 22 one day and 22 another day. That's pretty fun.
So do you also hunt on land, or do you just fish?
Yeah, I deer hunt and elk hunt. I haven't elk hunted for a few years, but I'm gonna get more into that.
Oh, it's just
When I was working, a buddy of mine always took elk season off, so I could never get elk season during my vacation time, so I couldn't elk hunt. But then he retired, and then I retired, so it'll be a lot easier for me to go elk hunting now.
Do you find that now you're retired, you don't have time to do anything?
It's surprising. It's surprising how much I have to do still. Yeah, I don't know how I did it all before.
Yeah,
So Daryl says.
yeah. I don't know how I got anything done at home when I was working, because I sure can't catch up now.
Gemini Homestead's asking, what's the average size of tuna to catch?
They're 15 to 20 pounds. Every once in a while, they go get a bigger one, but
My gosh.
they fight like a 40-pound salmon. They really fight. They don't give up.
And what's your favorite food to forage?
Oh, we love going out for mushrooms. My favorite are the lobster mushrooms, but I think Charlie likes the chanterelles best.
Yeah, I would say foraging, if you count oysters, that'd probably be my favorite food.
Oh, okay. Oh, then that would be mine too. If we're foraging, since you're just going out and picking it up off the beach. And I like my oysters open on the beach, pop right in my mouth. Yum.
Okay.
Can't get any fresh.
I don't think I could do an oyster. There's just no.
The thing is, they make you feel so good. They're so full of good nutrition.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they slide right down.
It slides right back up too. Oh no, I'll pass.
Well, is it? They're the ones. Do they sometimes have pearls?
Yes.
Yeah, we've got a lot of pearls out of the ones where we get our oysters because there's a lot of sand on the beach, gets washed around there because the river comes out right there. So the sand gets in the oyster and then it makes the pearls.
Lay down.
So
We haven't got any real big ones, but we've got like 20 pearls so far.
Yeah, we've gotten more than that. We keep them in a little jar that's up at Charlie's family cabin. We just put the little tiny pearls in there. Someday we'll make something out of them.
Well, I was going to say that could be another sideline business. You make some jewelry that you can market there from your homestead.
Yeah, Charlie's not into tiny little intricate things, and I just don't have the time still. I'm working 7 days a week.
Someday we could do it. Put them all together on a pendant or something.
Well, and if I'm not mistaken, you're in real estate. Is that correct?
Yes.
So how is the market for you nowadays? Are you doing real well, or?
Well, I own my own company, and of course, it always slows down right around the holidays. But as soon as the weather warms up, like now, I'm so busy. I was saying to Sherry the other day, it's like, oh, I wanted the weekend off, and it just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, remember that's the day I said to Angela Rose, tell me that we're on Monday.
So
I wanted something to look forward to that wasn't work.
So you're a broker
It's a
then.
seller's market up here.
It's actually starting to turn toward more balancing out just here in the last couple of weeks. But if you've got a house for sale, they go pretty quick if they're repaired.
Is it expensive? Is property and taxes and all that expensive up there?
I would say yeah, which is good for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Say your regular 1,600 square foot stick-built family home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, start at about $250,000.
Ouch.
My sister used to be, I don't think she does anymore. My sister used to do, and my brother did, real estate down in, Southern California, wherever it was they lived.
Those numbers just don't compute with me. I just don't understand.
They don't compete
Yeah.
with you?
They don't
Oh,
compute.
way
Oh,
cheap.
compute. Yeah.
A lot of the houses are on land too that's not good for farming either. A lot of it.
Yeah, Charlie doesn't understand the whole city lot situation, why anyone would want to live in a city lot. He just can't. Of course, he had to grow up here on this beautiful property. So he was spoiled from the beginning.
Well, you've got
Yeah.
you've got some acres.
Hmm.
30. There's
Yeah,
30 here.
just a few.
Yeah, 30 acres. And so this is something that's been in your family for a while, or this is something you acquired when you were just younger, or?
It's my mom's now. They bought it in 72.
Okay. So 30 acres, do you actually farm on the property? I mean, like with tractors and what have you, or no?
It's hard to farm. We used to grow our own hay in the field, and Dad plowed it one time, and it just turned up so many rocks. We were picking rocks for years when we were kids, so it's really not a plowable land where you could just do different crop every year because it's too many rocks.
But we got a really big garden. I mean, it's about half an acre.
Yeah, it looks really good when you first rotor-till it, and then after it rains a few times, all the rocks come up.
Yeah, they just grow like eggs, don't they?
Yeah, it's that good black soil, though. It's black, pretty rich
So
soil.
what all livestock do you have there? Without naming names, just, I mean, tell types, but not names.
We have 2 heifers that we are almost certain are both pregnant and due to calve in June. We haven't walked around with a pee-pee stick trying to get a test done or anything. And then we have, probably close to 50 chickens. We have a Delaware, which is a heritage breed that is both for eggs and for meat. We're getting ready to incubate some of those eggs to fill our freezers and to have a few young layers for the winter time. And then we have some mixed breed chickens and roosters and some Americanas that were given to us. And I have one Rhode Island red chicken that I've had for probably 7 or 8 years. I call her grandma, but she's still laying eggs. I didn't think she was, but she sure is. And then the pigs went to freezer camp right before the last time we were on your show. And we still have so much pork, we chose not to do pigs this year. We're going to skip a year and do that again next year. And then I have my parrot, my 2 dogs, and we have Charlie's cat, Jasmine, who rules the entire property. She's the queen.
So no quail or anything?
No, my son raises quail on the other side of the field, and he raises rabbits over there. He does pretty good.
Cool.
With it.
Wellborn
did.
Homestead mentioned that they have Gulf Mexico oysters there in Mississippi, but they hear that the Pacific ones taste different.
Yeah, it's really cold. Probably a lot colder water up here.
Yeah, I really prefer, I'm from South Florida originally, and I really prefer the oysters up this directions and the clam up here too. Just the ice cold water just keeps everything like basically refrigerated, almost frozen.
Well,
That sounds like it.
You couldn't have gotten much further away from where you came from and stayed in the States here, could you?
No. We had 4 hurricanes within 12 months in South Florida. Last year I lived there, and it destroyed the real estate market. And I had my own company down in Florida too before I moved out here. And so I researched all over the states where the real estate market was still doing good at the time. And I had a friend who lived here in Olympia. So I knew a few people up in this direction because I've been to visit. And it just so happened, I had just fallen in love with the gorgeous trees and all the nature and just the great expanse of, Mother Earth's beauty, really, and all the lakes and all of that. And so I just loaded up a 32-foot Penske truck and drove here in 4 days. I barely stopped just to nap along the way.
Wow.
A year later, I met Charlie.
That worked out perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. And Charlie's agreeing with you. I saw him nodding.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Actually, that's a kind of a cute little story. I had one friend who would always say to me, Angela, you need to go to the bar. You need to go to the bar. You're never going to be a man unless you go to the bar. And I said, if God intends me to be with somebody, he will bring him to my front door. And he did. With a lawnmower I could borrow to cut my grass.
You didn't come to my door with a lawnmower.
No. No, I did not.
You brought a Honda.
Yeah.
And you met me at Red Lobster. See, there's fish involved.
There was fish involved. There was fish involved, absolutely.
Rocking Sea Homestead is asking how the beer tasting, Charlie.
Yeah, it's still not quite ready yet, so I'm trying to stay away from it for a couple more weeks.
So are you, and I will have to admit, I did not take the time yet to watch that entire video, but do you age the beer in like oak barrels and stuff, or?
Yeah, it takes about 3 or 4 weeks before it's actually ready.
But he just puts them into bottles.
Okay, so it's
or into a keg.
Okay.
But I did try some last weekend, and it was pretty good. It just lost its foam after about, I don't know, 5 minutes of being in the glass. The foam pretty much went away, so it was kind of flat after that.
So
yeah, it's not quite ready yet.
So you're going to have to go out and purchase some materials to do that. You're not growing your own barley and.
We can. We were actually, he was, experimenting with making beer first. And we did an experiment last year where we grew our own wheat. And so if we can grow wheat, we can grow barley. What we did is we had the pigs dig up certain areas. And as Charlie moved the pig tractor forward every 2 days, he would plant the wheat in the spot where the pigs had dug it up and fertilized for us. And that worked out pretty well. So we could grow our own barley and our own hops if we wanted to. I'm not a beer drinker.
Neither am I.
I want to at least grow my own hops and then add it to my beer.
Gemini Homestead's asking, do you make dark beer?
Yeah, the last batch on our last video was a dark beer, and I did a red ale.
And you did a pale ale last time.
A pale ale, and it was a porter. It was real dark.
Oh, Clueless Homesteader said, my best beer was a Russian Imperial Stout, aged 8 months in a bourbon barrel. Goodness.
Nice.
Sounds decent.
Yes, he's been making wine, too.
That's kind of a thing now with the beer. A lot of people are finding that beer ages. Certain types of beer will age, and it's kind of a new thing. So I'm going to let some of it age and see if it's any better.
Yeah, my dad and my uncle used to make beer. My mother's brother-in-law, or make wine, in my uncle's basement. Whenever we'd go back to Rochester, my sister's on here, she can attest to this. When I was a kid, when we'd go back to Rochester, Dad and Uncle Tony would disappear. They'd come back up in a few hours, sugared as anything. Smashed. Yeah.
Well,
wine tasting.
I'll tell you what. Let's bring Smudge out and do a trivia question.
Okay, but before that, I'm gonna get this one. Busy little house. Do you have a garden?
Oh yes, it's about a half an acre, and we grow 85% of our own food.
Well, then I have to ask before we bring the trivia out. What's your favorite thing to grow in your garden?
Oh, the fresh strawberries are hard to beat, and the fresh raspberries. Actually, we got our own peach trees, so
yeah,
they were pretty good.
And the plums are amazing too. But yeah, we grow all of our own vegetables. We did a freezer inventory video, I guess it was last week or 2 weeks ago, where we just went through the freezer to see what we hadn't eaten yet, and there's quite a bit left.
How long is your growing window up there for your garden?
We just put our peas out. What was it? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, we selectively put some stuff out, but probably from now till the end of September.
Yeah. We have greenhouses though, 3 of them, so that really lengthens our growing time a little bit.
So are these the big plastic greenhouses, or are they more on the stick built type greenhouses, or?
They're the plastic and frame.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I did with mine? You get those cheap like car covers that you can buy to park a car under or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I just put greenhouse plastic on them, and then closed in the end. So I got 2 of them combined to make one greenhouse, so it's 32 feet long, and then the other one is actually 3 of them combined.
So you're just using converted carports.
Well, we did buy one of our big greenhouse, the big greenhouse of ours. We did buy at a garage sale.
Yeah,
Cool.
but the other ones you could get those frames for about $300 for the little shed frames, and then you can get the plastic for probably another 150 to put the actual greenhouse plastic on there. Otherwise, it won't last.
And I'm thinking to myself, that must have been quite a garage to have greenhouses in it for sale.
Well, actually, he took parts from like 2 of them to make one greenhouse.
He means your garage sale.
Oh, my garage sale. Oh, sorry.
Charlie got
Magnus.
it.
So he distracted me.
Yeah, that one's as big as a garage. It's like 24 by 32.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Something like that.
I think those would make some good videos as far as, altering the process of, a lot of people will just get the pipes and they'll arch them and create, I'm going to call it a caterpillar type greenhouse, but to use the carport structure framing and then just do that, that's kind of interesting. So
Yeah, we're gonna refinish the first one this year because cows got in there and they ate some holes in it, and branch hit it and it's got some holes in the roof. So we're gonna recover it and we're gonna do a video on that.
okay, well let's go ahead and bring Smudge out here, and we'll get a trivia question out of the way.
He needed to go out.
Hi folks, it's trivia time again, and we have to have some rules for this, so they are as follows. Number 1, you can only win once every 4 weeks. Number 2, you must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window as it appears embedded on the screen here. Your chat window may have a different order. And number 3,
because you're drinking a pot.
you have to send an email to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. Send us your mailing address so we know where to send your winnings. Good luck.
Okay, and for any of you new in the chat here, the chat is ported over to the screen. That is the official order chat. That's the only way we can fairly do this, because everybody's chat is in a different order, and I bet a lot of you didn't know that. So this is the official order chat, and if you are the winner, you need to send us an email with your address, and tonight's prizes are actually being given by our guests. They are giving I'm looking over here, make sure I don't say it wrong, a $10,
Mm-hmm.
a $10 gift card. Angela?
Yeah, it's a $10 Amazon gift card. You'll receive it via email.
Okay, so a $10 Amazon gift card. And so if everybody's got their fingers ready, the first question is, what was Charlie smoking in one of our recent videos? What was Charlie smoking in one of our recent videos?
It wasn't green either.
I want to see what they say. Cigars.
Up, right there, brown coat.
Brown.
Eggs.
Brown Coat Homestead. Okay, Steve, be sure to send us an email. We probably have your address, but you be sure to send us an email if you would.
Way to go, Stephen.
All right.
Way to go.
All right. So I've also opened up the phone line.
Oh, okay. I don't think that was right. Go ahead.
She's not going to read the comments.
Oh no, it's not coming. I was just
Well, and the worst of it is we can't really go back.
no, we can't.
Yes, I can.
Oh yeah, okay. And I'm
I can't
just
read the chat.
yeah, I'm just caught on to something, and I don't know if it's up here or not. I just want to be fair.
Oh, you are correct.
J Love Adventures.
J Love Adventures.
Sorry, Stephen.
J Love Adventures.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That was my error. I missed calling that. And if you were to go back and look at the chat in the stream there, you would see J Love Adventures. Please send us an email to filmhomestead@gmail.com. And Stephen, we'll take care of you next time we see you.
Yeah, Stephen, we'll take care of you. No.
So, okay. So anyway, we're back to Washington. I kind of find it amazing that they seem to be having nicer weather out there than what we have here.
Yeah.
I mean, I would just think
It was pouring rain, 52 degrees out Saturday, poured all day long. And then by midnight, everything was covered in snow. This morning, I had a doctor's appointment at 8:15, and I had to warm the truck up because it was frosted.
Ooh.
Welcome to Ohio.
yeah,
We do have mild winters here.
Yeah, that's just, you would think it would be worse up there. And
now, is that because of your proximity to the ocean, do you think, or?
That's part of it. Most of the weather comes off the ocean here, yeah.
And there's also the Olympic mountain range, and the weather kind of goes up and over it. And it kind of bypasses us most of the time.
So
I was pretty happy early on when all the snow was going to the Midwest and Missouri when they had all that snow, and we hadn't even had any bad weather yet. And I opened my mouth and I said something about it.
And bingo.
And then it was a week later, we got slammed.
Yeah, Mother Nature heard.
well, when you get slammed, kind of share with us just what you mean by that, because I'm sorry.
That though.
Oh, we did. We got 6 inches in one day.
Okay, and just once. I mean, you didn't get 6
Well, and then
inches.
we got more and more after. I mean, over the next few days, we had a total of about over 8 or 9 inches.
But it stuck around for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been the first time that's done that in a while.
I mean, we know some folks that, they're dealing with what do they call a snowpack of 2.5, 3 foot,
Yeah. Finite. Yeah, we had her on a few weeks ago.
which is just it's hard to imagine.
Yeah.
Think how tall you'd have to make your fences.
Yeah.
Twin Cedar Farms is asking, if you craft, what's your favorite thing to craft?
Well, it's been a long time since I've had enough free time to do any type of arts and crafts. I do knit, I crochet, I do needlepoint, I do a little bit of embroidery, I sew, but I haven't been able to really have time to do any of those things. My craft really right now is editing videos. It's the only thing I do besides work, and maybe cooking. I really do enjoy cooking. But yeah, as far as creating crafts and things like that, I just really have not had the time to do it over the, since my real estate business has really taken off and been successful.
So how many agents do you have working for you if you have your own business?
Only one now. I had agents working for me in the past, and, I like to follow the rules and laws. And so I just, real estate agents are very independent folks. And so I've just chosen to just keep my son as the only other active agent working with me for now. It's less stressful.
Okay, I don't know how the real estate laws are out there, but I know here in Ohio, just for example, the broker can have the business, and then all the agents have to have their license with the broker. Is that
right? And anybody does anything wrong out here, I'm the one who gets in trouble.
Yeah, the broker oversees the agents. They're the king or queen of the
Right. And so I never, I don't ever want to get in trouble. I never have for anything. I just wanted to, just keep things simple.
Don't you find it a little bit tougher though, kind of forging that business just as a single person rather than to have an army of, or a small army of?
No, it's actually easier if I do it myself because I know it's going to get done right the first time.
Okay,
I can see your point.
well, I certainly understand your point, but we don't.
I'm a foreclosure agent.
We don't
And
know
so
you. We don't,
I'm assigned foreclosure properties all the time. I don't have to go out and compete with 5 other agents to get one listing.
okay.
I'm on the preferred agents list, and I just get new property assignments. Like just this week, for example, I got 2 new property assignments that I will be doing some preliminary work on, and then we'll be listing them for sale.
Cool.
So yeah, it's not like I'm running around begging for the business and that way. I've reached a nice little niche in my in my business that it's just a steady stream of work coming
That's
in
good.
for me.
Oh, absolutely.
Charlie, here's a question for you, Rocking Sea Homestead. Have you replaced your Mustang yet?
Nope. It's a convertible right now.
We saw that.
I'm looking to find another one that I could probably swap engines with because the engine on mine's still good. But
He sees a Mustang everywhere he goes. He pointed one out to me just today, a little red one. He's like, look at that red Mustang. It hasn't moved.
the weeds are growing up around him, man. I'll just stop in there someday and see if I can buy it from this guy.
My cousin has one, but he's in Rochester, New York, and he shows his, so I don't think you're going to get that one.
My cousin Lisa shows hers too. She calls it red. She's got a name and everything. She even had the underside of the hood professionally painted.
Oh, I've seen some of those.
Mm-hmm.
The Busy Little House is asking, what's your favorite DIY project?
Well, we just remodeled the whole living room here this fall, and that was pretty fun. I'm used to working on everybody else's houses, so it was nice to actually work on our own for a while. It was long overdue.
Yep, and also I just bought a rental property, and Charlie, it's just been a dream, even though I can't be there every day to help out like I'd like to be. He's been over there painting and pulling up the old flooring, and he's remodeling the whole property. So that'll be nice. I'll have another rental. So it's going to be a full remodel project.
And maybe she can retire and spend more time in the garden.
And do more dishes.
Yeah, just reading some of the signs here, I see that Broussard Homestead is asking, where did you get that awesome wooden sign?
Didn't you see my response?
This one. Daryl made it for us. Isn't it glorious? And I made sure it was here tonight so everybody can see what a fantastic job Daryl does on these signs. If you don't have one, you better get with them and buy one.
There we go. Yes, he was.
Hey, Daryl, I got a question for you.
He was doing the staining on those today, Angela, and he does it downstairs, and it has come up. It's a wonder we're not sitting here floating. That fumes are unreal. Go ahead, Charlie.
Do you make your signs out of anything else other than cedar?
Yeah, I do. I do a lot of pine. I've done some walnut. Done some
walnut's pretty hardwood. Can you do them out of hardwood?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. The bits don't last as long. But
I'm gonna find you some wood around here and send you some. We got some like burley maple and some bird's eye maple and
Oh, that's pretty stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
We have lots of trees.
Okay, yeah, I've noticed.
And we have lots of trees come down this year too.
Saw
We got
that too.
One maple tree that's got probably 20 some of them burls on it.
Oh wow.
And bottom one is 4 foot through, 4 foot, you know.
So do you have a sawmill, Charlie?
My cousin's got a sawmill.
Okay. So is it a band sawmill or is it?
Yeah, it's a sawmill. A wood miser.
Wood miser, yeah.
Hamiltonville Farm is asking, how many arguments did you get into during the renovation?
Not too many. I am the design director and he's the head contractor. So it depended on whose decision it was. If it was a contractor decision, it was his win. And if it was a design decision, it was mine.
I just ignored her.
But Charlie's colorblind, so if it came to anything with colors, that one falls to me. I picked out the flooring and anything to do with decorating. That's my part.
Eyes to See Ministry, they've got 30 acres. Thereabouts, give or take a little bit. Oh, that's a good question. Somebody is asking, do you tap any of those maple trees at your place to do maple syrup?
We were just talking about that.
I was just talking about that this morning because I was watching a show on YouTube of a guy doing it, and it looks pretty easy, but he had some fancy taps, so I was just telling her we need to see if we can find some, order some.
Well,
I'm not sure if the maple trees out here are the right kind. They're the big leaf maples.
We'll have to do some research on that. But we do keep honeybees, so we got some kind of sweet syrup on the property. We've actually just put out our swarm commander and our beehives, hoping to attract a swarm. We've got a few coming in, so we're hoping a queen will move on in with them. But if not, we'll be getting some more because ours swarmed last year.
Well, I know we stopped in Tractor Supply the other day, and they actually have a maple tree kit.
Yeah, they sure do.
Where
you could check there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get bags and the little. I'm not sure what you call the
spout things.
The spouts you put in the tree,
metal spouts or whatever.
But yeah, they actually had kits and they used bags rather than anything else. I suppose it's a once, use it once and done. It's kind of a to get you started type thing.
Oh.
I know I had a friend of mine that used to do
taps.
I don't know where he went, if he went higher up to different kind of trees. There's a few maples here on this property, probably 10 or 15, so we could probably get enough.
Yeah, we've got a few nice maples back in the forest and a couple of them out in the pasture. We're always looking to do something else that we don't have to buy. That's our focus, really. We grow all our own vegetables. We're even trying to grow bananas and avocados, but we haven't had much success because they're not, it's not real hot here all the time. But we actually bought tea plants and coffee plants this year, and that's our new experiment for the year.
Cool.
To grow our own coffee and tea.
Cool. I was just told here, dangerous criminals here we were supposed to tell our guests aloha from Hawaii.
Nice.
Hey.
Yep.
So do you do bees?
Yeah, every year. We're not, experts. We're still beginners. We've just, they either swarm but then again, even some of the expert beekeepers are having a hard time keeping their bees alive over the winters with all, I don't know, the diseases or whatever. If it's the cells towers, I don't know what,
We're trying to do ours all organic, so we're not spraying them with anything, and trying to get them to survive the first year has been a challenge for us. I mean, I fed them all through the fall and all up through the winter, and they had plenty of honey in there, but they still died.
So the one swarmed.
soon as it gets cold here, it kind of gets cold and wet, and that cold and wet, all of a sudden, it just like kills them. So,
wow.
Or they take off.
A lot of the bees that were like California bees, when you buy hives, they come up from California, and they're just not used to this weather.
Yeah, those are the Kona bees.
So we need to get some bees that are able to survive out here. I've insulated my hives, put insulation around them, and they still died in the cold this year. So
yeah, we had one of our hives swarmed. We saw them bearding outside the hive, and then they were gone. And then the other hive, we checked them out, and they were just in there all dead. So that was sad, but failure is how you learn, right?
Yep.
But we did get, how many gallons of honey did we get this year?
yeah, we got 3.5 gallons.
Yeah.
Well, that's worth some time in the summertime.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I see that Old Alabama Gardener has joined the chat. So, okay, you've got about an acre of garden, you say?
A little over half an acre of garden.
Okay.
And we just, we have been teaching my millennial daughter how to garden. And we finally went down and there's a garden in their backyard. They live about a mile down the street, my son and my daughter. And we went and we got her started with her garden down there. We cleared out all the garden beds and fenced it to keep the deer out so she could start her garden. And we planted a couple things for her, like potatoes and garlic and onions. And then she planted some celery. We gave her some raspberries and peas. So we've got her started on gardening now too. You know, we just put a few nice easy things in there so she could do that.
And my niece, we got her started with the garden also. So we're kind of, passing it on to the next generation, trying to help them out.
Yeah, Charlie rototilled her garden space for her birthday, and we took her a bunch of starts and seeds and all kinds of cool stuff.
The one vegetable I haven't heard you mention is tomatoes.
We grow lots and lots of tomatoes. We grow tomatoes, peppers, potatoes, Brussels sprouts, garlic. We grew 85 pounds of garlic last year. We grow every vegetable that we eat: corn, peas, beans, kohlrabi.
Well, and I know you just put out a video not too long ago on making apple cider.
Yes, we actually had my daughter, and she belongs to a group called Earth Village Oli, which is Olympia. They all met at college, and they decided to get together and create themselves a group to teach and learn about sustainability and self-sufficiency. And so we hosted a gathering for them and taught them how to make their own apple cider in the old cider mill and press. And we, went and, we provided all the apples and stuff like that, had them bring their own jars. But now they know how to make that. And, think about it. That's free apple cider.
Oh, yeah.
If you just do the work, you go out, you get the apples. A lot of people out here, there's an apple tree at every other house. There's apples everywhere that just fall on the ground and people just completely ignore them. And you can get free juice for the whole year. And I actually taught my daughter how to can the apple cider as well.
Yeah, we made over 50 gallons this year.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I mixed some with some cranberry.
Cran apple, yeah.
And made some crackleberry wine.
Doesn't even sound good.
It's cranberry, apple, raspberry, and strawberry. Yep.
So is it warm enough up there for any of the citrus fruits, the lemons, the lemons?
Lemons can grow here, but we haven't had a crop of those yet. We're actually thinking about building a solarium on the back of the house, so we can have a warmer space for our lemons, our avocados, and our bananas.
That's going to be one of my next DIY projects. I'm going to build a solarium on the house to where I can just let the heat out of the house, go in there at night. Because we've got a lemon, a lime, and an orange, and they were doing pretty good. I kept the greenhouse heated that one year, but my power bill was over $400 a month that winter, and it's like the lemons just weren't worth the $400 a month. So I didn't heat it this year, and I think this winter pretty much killed them.
They're still alive. They just went
They
dormant.
might be still alive. They just don't look good.
Yeah, but this is the time of year you're usually getting your lemons and your citrus. So they aren't cropping for us this year. But maybe next.
Hello, this is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hey, Daryl, it's Steven.
Hey, Steven, how you doing?
Doing good.
Let me make sure first that they can hear you. Angela, are you hearing Steven?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Steven.
Okay. Yeah, hi. I heard you. I saw your
not
video
hearing
where you
Steven.
made the beer. Great one.
Hold on,
And,
Stephen.
hold on,
see if
Steven.
you ever would do one with like a apple cider hard cider beer.
Hold on, Stephen. They're not hearing it.
Okay.
Get you in here a little bit better. Maybe move it back.
You moved it the wrong way.
I did.
Okay, Steven, try it again.
There you go.
Yeah, I saw your video recently for making the beer. Can you hear me?
All right. It doesn't look like it's patching through, so I'm just double checking here.
Nope, they're not hearing. Nope.
Hello?
Hold on, Steven.
For some reason they're not hearing you. We can. Everyone online can, but they're not for some reason.
Okay, try it again once, Steven.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Nope.
I can tell by their expressions they're not, they can't hear.
Yeah.
Can you hear us, Angela?
Yes, I can hear you guys.
Well, isn't that weird?
It's a night of weird items.
We've had those before. Well, Hamiltonville Farm, it's not a phone per se. It's via the computer.
Yeah, it's Google Voice,
Yeah,
right?
you use Google, don't you?
We don't. Someone said to put the phone next to the mic. I don't have a phone to put next to the mic. Sort of
All right,
like we don't have a rotary. Give a kid a rotary. I would love to give our grandchildren rotary phone. I said, here, call you.
Steven, try it again here.
They do.
Okay, trying it again.
Yes.
Yay!
Go.
Okay, it worked?
Yes, it's working. Okay.
Okay. Well, I saw your video on doing the beer, and I was checking to see if you ever thought of doing like a hard cider apple one.
Yeah, I have. We've actually made our own hard cider quite a few times, and I bought some store-bought bottled hard cider, and I didn't really like it. So if I could find one that I liked, then I could try and make one like that. You know what I mean? But I really don't know what they're supposed to taste like.
But we, could definitely put some thought into making a hard cider video.
Well, that would be an amazing video to see, since I like the idea of apple cider beer.
That sounds pretty good too. Yeah.
Have you got a certain type that you like or a certain brand that you like?
Steven?
Yep.
Yeah, did you hear Charlie?
Yeah, I hear it in the delay in my headset. Sorry.
Okay, he asked if
I
there's
couldn't hear him over the phone, but I could hear him through YouTube.
All right, he asked if there was a brand that you like.
That I like?
Yes.
The one that you can get in restaurants. I keep forgetting the name of it.
Okay, so this is something that you've had up where you live, which is northeast
New Hampshire
area.
Right.
Okay, so something that they have in the restaurants and stuff there.
Yeah, it's apple cider, apple hard cider, or like that. I'm not sure of the name right off. They have it at a lot of the restaurants around here.
Like that red ale type stuff, Stephen?
That's a beer.
Yeah, like that.
That's a beer, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Well, you know, when you figure out what it's called, Stephen, just send us a message or comment on one of our videos, and we'll look into making something similar.
Yeah, well, I figured I'd check and see and give them an idea to try.
Okay.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, I'll do that. When I go back on to rewatch that video again, I'll put a comment in, and I'll also put the name of the beer.
Perfect.
All right. Well,
thank you.
Thanks for another great night, and I'll look forward to catching more of your videos. Have a great night.
Thanks, Stephen.
Thanks, Stephen.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay, well, now I know that we have the phone working. The phone line is open if anybody would like to call. I can take one call at a time.
Yeah, Angry Orchard, that's one of them I was thinking about, Chris, but I don't,
Okay.
yeah, I don't drink, so it has to be a frou-frou drink for me, like raspberry margaritas. If I can't taste the liquor, I'm fine.
Now this girl here can
I've been
make
known to
some
get
margaritas.
shit-faced. Oh yeah, give me margarita, frozen.
I used to be a bartender back in Florida years and years ago. So, yeah.
And then we have all of our own fresh fruit, strawberries and raspberries and peaches, and so yeah, it's a real fruit margarita.
Yeah, there used to be a bar here in town years and years ago, and they used to, it was called Continental, and they used to make a drink called the Continental Bomb, and it was put into a fishbowl on a stem. I swear to God. I mean, back then it was $2.50. You know, nowadays it'd probably be $12.50, but it was huge, and it was on this big thick stem. And this was when I was still married to the second putz. And, you know, we all have those days.
So I'm the third putz.
No, you're not the third. I had a first and a second. But we used to go there, and after two of them, I was game.
You were bomb.
I was gone. Yeah, I can remember going, closing out one of the bars, and we stopped at an all-night restaurant uptown, and made a comment of, we were in the back of the room, and employee, a coworker of mine came in the front of the room, and he was supposed to be this, you know, ladies' man, and as loud as I could go, man, I was just saying what I ever came to my mind, and it came right out of my, oh yeah. I was informed if I didn't keep my mouth shut, he'd get up and walk away. So yeah, he did. Yeah, I think that was the last time I did that.
Yeah, Samson's Farm saying I'm not a putz yet, but I'm working on it. Oh my. All right.
As the times.
Goodness. So let's
2.5 acres.
with that, let's get the other trivia question over here.
Yes, Stephen, third time's the charm. You're right. Yeah.
I think they might have gave it away already.
Well, hi, folks. It's trivia time again.
Don't say
And
anything.
we have to have some rules for this, so they are as follows. Number 1, you can only win once every 4 weeks. Number 2, you must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window as it appears embedded on the screen here. Your chat window may have a different order. And number 3, you have to send an email to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. Send us your mailing address so we know where to send your winnings. Good luck.
Okay, folks. The chat is in the window here. And that is the official order chat. me get my screens rearranged here.
No, Bub, those are for Bo.
we are down a computer here. Last week after the show, Sherry's computer decided it was gonna no longer work.
Yeah.
So
it fried.
We are down a computer, so I'm kind of doubling up on screens here, and I kind of have my hands full. So anyway, the next question is, if everybody is ready.
And this is for a $10 Amazon gift certificate.
Yeah, $10 Amazon gift card.
Yeah, it went on a vacation. That's true.
Okay, here we go. What are the names of our 2 female cows?
Oh, that's a hard one.
It's not.
What are the names of our 2 female cows?
Missy and Bossy. That's funny. Missy and Bessie. Jekyll and Jekyll.
Oh, those are cute names.
That's a hard one.
Ah,
I can't even remember their names half the time.
we may have stumped them here.
I can give a hint if you want.
Go for it.
Ask him to go to my YouTube page and look for a video with me and the 2 cows.
There you go, folks. Quickly bring up another tab. Moving over. I like that, Samson Farms.
Laverne and Shirley.
I like the moving over. No, Citystead, that's what you name your children. Hey, you, and get over here.
Yeah. Yeah, we had 2 goats named Lenny and Squiggy once.
Oh, that's. I think we've only had one or two times that we've stumped them. Very funny, Bub. Rocking Sea Homestead.
What do you got?
Yeah, Rockin'
There
Sea.
you go.
Henrietta.
There you go. Email us and we will get them the information. Now, Angela, are these online gift certificates or mail?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, you'll receive them via email.
Okay.
You don't have, it won't be something you can physically go
Right.
lose.
So Rocking Sea, all you have to do is email us and we'll make sure they get your email. Is what we'll
And
do.
I'll make sure that you guys get CC'd on the email back
Okay.
with it so you can see that they got it.
Sounds good. Very good.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, as soon as you say go look, yeah, because that's what I always do. I mean, I'm one of these, yeah, I can open up a tab and I'm right there.
Right?
So, kind of curious. What I know you've talked about building onto the house, atrium type thing. But do you have any projects that you definitely have planned that you want to get done this year? What's your goals here in 2019?
I'd say the biggest goal is getting the rental all refurbished and remodeled so we can get that rental income coming in. It's the biggest project that we have immediately. But we also have our own kitchen and bathroom we're wanting to do as well. But, you know, with the new rental, that'll bring in the income to pay for all that.
And as far as the garden goes, projects, we put in the grape trellis at the last fall, and the snow took it down. So I got to rebuild it bigger and better. And we put in a big blueberry patch this year, so we're expecting to get enough blueberries to actually, you know, be able to harvest some of them
And freeze some.
and store them.
Right.
But the grapes, I should probably get a few grapes. I think it'll take a couple of years, but I got like 65 grape plants now, so I got a little tiny vineyard out there.
Yep. Charlie believes in going big at home.
You said 65?
65.
So,
Yep.
so you're going to be doing some winemaking too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have 2 varieties of Muscat grapes. There's a red and a green. The green grapes are actually Muscat. They make champagne out of those, which is, Charlie drinks beer. I'm more of a sippy on the champagne girl.
I'm not saying anything.
There's 4 or 5, 6 other kinds too that we had before, and some mixed variety. So should be interesting to see if I can make anything that's decent enough to drink.
And if you folks all watched the promo, you saw the difference between beer dancing and champagne dancing.
I like that's good.
I had to get Charlie drunk to get him to dance in front of the camera.
I like that. That was good.
And the tequila dance. I don't know.
Okay, somebody, the busy little houses, do they dehydrate? I'm guessing they're maybe talking about the grapes.
We dehydrate, yep. All kinds of different things. When we run out of freezer space and we run out of canning jars, we start dehydrating, and we also ferment. We're quadrupling on our cabbage growth this year because we've so much been enjoying our sauerkraut and just adding cabbage to our diet way more often. And so we're growing just a ton of not only red cabbage, but green cabbage. We're going to have bunches of coleslaw this summer.
I dehydrated a bunch of fruit and just mixed it all together like a medley. The strawberries, raspberries, plums, peaches, grapes, figs. What else we put in there? Just pretty much everything we had, and mixed it all together, and then froze it in the freezer, and then I'd pull it out and have it for snack for lunch. But
yeah, he didn't dehydrate it all the way, but enough to shrink it down some.
Probably did like 15 pounds dehydrated weight, so it's quite a bit.
I tried making sauerkraut last year and it didn't turn out. It just
really,
yeah. I tried 4, 2 didn't turn out, and the other 2, a mouse got into the tops of my little rubber nipple things that I put on top and ate them.
Oh.
We use a food grade bucket, a 5-gallon food grade bucket. And one of the tricks to make sure that is you got to keep it in the liquid. So I get a really heavy plate to put on top of it to hold it under. And of course you store it in a cool, dark place, which really helps quite a bit. But doing it in the bigger batches, I found I've been more successful than if I tried to do it in a bunch of smaller ones.
I thought she was going to say she just went out in the garden and got a rock and put over it.
On top of the plate, that would work. Yeah.
I just threw Charlie in there with it.
Brown Coat's asking, have you ever fermented asparagus?
No, but my son wanted me to try that this year because we have lots of asparagus beds.
Well, I know that Pratt family did that, and Mike said it was very good.
Yep.
Somebody asked if you've ever tried to dehydrate watermelon.
I've tried to grow them, but we can't really grow them here.
Yeah, we don't have a long enough growing season. It's not really. They just get your first little one on there, and it's by the time it's over, they're just too small to even be worth it.
I could put.
We have grown cantaloupe though.
I could grow them in the greenhouse, but they take up so much room.
Yeah.
So do you use your greenhouses primarily for starting and then transplanting outside when it gets a little warmer?
We grow tomatoes and peppers strictly in the greenhouses.
Okay.
Because they don't, tomatoes don't like their leaves to get wet. And let's face it, this is Washington, it rains here. So we put automated watering with soaker hoses, and we're on our own private well, so there's no shortage of water in Washington like there are in some places. But that way we can control exactly how much water and when they're getting them. And the peppers like to dry out between waterings, and they really like the heat inside the greenhouse. They don't like the cool nights.
We're scaling way back on our tomatoes this year because we made so much tomatoes and salsa and paste and
yeah, we
spaghetti
have
sauce.
so much left.
We've got enough to last probably 5 years right now.
Yeah.
Canned tomatoes, canned
And spaghetti
tomato
sauce.
juice.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably 100 quarts in there
Wow.
right now. Yeah, so that'll last
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah, we've got no business making relish or pickles either. We are going to grow a bunch of cucumbers this year, but we're going to be juicing more cucumbers this year.
We're trying to grow some different stuff so we don't just keep growing the same stuff over and over. You know, one year I'll go big on one thing and then I won't have to grow it for the next year or two. Instead of having to grow a little bit of everything every year, we're trying to do it that way.
The white picket fence wants to know, do they taste the same as the ones that grow outside the greenhouse?
The tomatoes?
I'm assuming that may be what she's talking about.
The tomatoes, you have a hard time ripening them up here.
Outside.
They'll just be loaded full of tomatoes and they'll be all green and it'll start to rain and get cold and they don't ripen up outside.
They taste amazing though.
Okay,
So-
and there's a couple questions here about your greenhouse. So go ahead and explain again, if you would, your greenhouse array that you have.
Okay, we have one big commercial greenhouse that we bought at a garage sale. And that one has all the wire racks and all of that and some raised beds down the middle. And then we have two other greenhouses that Charlie built. He's fantastic at that.
Out of the garage type,
That are more the
portable garage type.
yeah, that are more like a polytunnel type of thing. And we have raised beds on both sides in one of those and on one side of the older one. So, and our peppers, you saw that Daryl's always commenting on that photo that I took.
Mm-hmm.
Those are our peppers.
Yep.
And they are more tasty than any pepper I have ever tasted that I could purchase anywhere. They're just amazing. And if you see that one picture, that was just one day's pick of peppers on the table with that.
That's their banner on their homepage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was from 2 years ago.
That was from 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
We haven't even had to grow peppers for the past 3 years. We still have salsa frozen in the freezer from 3 years ago when we grew all those peppers.
Wow.
Yeah. And we have canned salsa too. We
I
have
think
both.
I think I had 60 or 70 pepper plants, and I had put rabbit poo in there, and they really liked the rabbit poo. They just did really, really well that year.
Well, I know that you have said in your About Me page that you have the ability to be off grid, but you don't desire to do that at this point in time. But
Right.
with that ability, do you have solar? Do you have wood heat? I mean, if the power grid went down, how would you function?
We did a lot of research into solar this last summer, and
It's on one of our goals to add that.
Washington is one of the better states for incentives. They have a lot of incentives to buy solar, but the light out, the sun hours in Washington are like some of the worst in the country. So
In the winter.
the incentives, we wanted to get in on it because the incentives, and they're decreasing, every year that the incentive goes down, and they will eventually phase out some of them. So, but the systems that we were looking at were like $50,000.
But we do have a wood stove. We also have a propane stove. And that's a question that I get quite often on the YouTube channel is why do you have two fireplaces in your living room? One of them is propane. I could just walk over to the wall and change the temperature gauge and it'll light up and do its thing. And then we use the wood stove primarily for everything else. We also have generators. There's one generator that strictly runs the water well. There's one well on the property with 7 connections. So we're all, running the water constantly on that. So that's run by gasoline. And then we also have the generator here that we could just fire up. When we get a storm, when we lose power, either we just get a candle and read a book, or Charlie will go out and fire up the generator and everything's fine.
it's a diesel generator, and the way I got it wired in, it powers up the whole place, the garages and the shops, everything, the house, just on a big knife switch. So it's pretty good setup, but I think what we're going to end up doing is putting in a smaller system for solar and just put it in so we can expand it instead of having to fork out the $50,000 all at once and do it.
Yeah. And we're the type of people, we don't have payments on anything. So we don't like having to have a monthly payment. So that's one of the reasons why we're going to do it little by little.
That system would, for like 12,000 watts, wouldn't even be enough to even get us off grid for 50,000. It would probably take double that. So what we have to do is get rid of some of these freezers, and you know, we got 4 freezers and all this.
But we use them.
Yeah, so we got to make some changes, but I would like to put in my own system, cut that cost, cut that cost down.
Right.
Yeah, I would guess just in overhead with all your freezers and refrigeration equipment you have, and the spread with multiple buildings and heat areas, that the overhead's probably kind of pricey.
Yeah, the clothes dryer. I had a gas clothes dryer at one time, and I'll have to go back and get like a propane clothes dryer, get rid of the electric dryer, and we're propane hot water heater, so.
And our stove, yeah.
And our range that we cook on is, so when the power goes out, we still have hot water and we still can cook. So.
And we can have running water just by running the generator.
Yeah. Could you use wind power?
We could. The wind blows quite a bit in the winter when the sun's not out. And it hardly blows at all when the sun's out in the summer. So we're actually considering doing a combination solar wind, because in the wintertime we wouldn't get that much benefit from the solar. And where our house sits on the property, we're shaded quite a bit of the time. So our solar wouldn't be like on the roof of our house. It would have to be out in the field.
Out by the garden. It's a perfect spot out there because it gets full sun.
Right.
But the wind, I checked into the wind and getting a generator for the wind power, and guys, the salesman pretty much tried to talk me out of it, saying that it's really
no, he wants you to buy solar.
It's really not worth it compared to the cost. You'd be better off to buy an extra couple solar panels. But I don't know. I thought about going to work for one of the solar outfits,
Employee discount.
Yeah, just learning how to install them myself that way, and work there long enough to buy my own system and then quit. Being I'm retired and I have the time now.
That's right.
Well,
you have all the time
maybe
in the
they
world.
could become incorporated into a real estate office.
That would be interesting to me. That would be something that if I was going to do it all over again, I would, want to do something like that, and installing solar if I was starting out again. Yeah,
Charlie wanted to talk a little bit about his background and what he's done for work, because he's a cheese-making machine, this man right here.
Yeah, we didn't get into it last time I was on here because I didn't really want to talk about my prior employer so much, but I'm probably okay with it now.
So tell him what you used to do.
I've worked in the dairy business for the last 34 years.
Wow.
And the production side of it, the milk side of it, processing the milk, from making cheese to making butter to bottling milk to making milk powder.
Oh, cool.
So that's how I ended up where I'm at. I ended up working for Dairy Gold. I don't know if you've heard of
I've
Dairy
heard it.
Gold.
Yes, I have.
They do a lot of butter. They used to do ice cream, but they got out of the ice cream business 5 or 6 years ago. And they used to do cheese. And
they still do cheese, just not at your plant.
Yeah, but most what I did was make powder the last 28 years and send it all over the world.
Is that like dehydrated?
Yeah.
Pretty much? Or freeze dried, whatever?
Yeah, they have these huge dryers are like 70 feet tall.
Oh my.
we spray it in there and put it under intense heat and dry out by the time it hits the bottom, hopefully. Otherwise, it's a big freaking mess.
Oh, I can imagine. Oh, wow.
But he actually was a cheesemaker when he was younger. That's what he did for a living. He made cheese. Charlie makes the most amazing, he makes ricotta cheese, he makes sour cream, he makes provolone and cheddar and Parmesan cheese. Oh, he's just,
and butter.
And butter. And I've just been going, Charlie, let's get you to make some cheese. I'll buy the milk. Because we have local farmers that can sell us the milk. Local dairy farmers.
We'll have our own cows here pretty soon where if Angela wants to go milk them, she can go milk them.
Oh, and speaking of milking, Rocking Sea Homestead is asking, do you ever milk your cows?
Well, they haven't had babies yet. They're fairly young cows. They're less than 2 years old. So this will be their first time calving, and they were never halter trained. So that'll be interesting to see. And the one really doesn't let us touch her very often, so she probably won't let us. But that's okay.
The other one probably will.
She probably will. But if we can get them into a milking stanchion, you know, I mean, they'll go for treats if we give them some apples or some grain or something. You know, maybe we can get them used to it. You know, we'll see how that goes. It's not worth getting kicked over.
Oh, you got that
but they're
right.
pretty friendly with me, you know. I've never had any moments where I was afraid of them or anything. So we'll see.
And thank you so much, Eyes to See Ministries.
Yes,
certainly
thank you
appreciate
so much.
that.
Brown Coat Homestead is asking, how about making a good spicy cheese as a video?
We were thinking about making like a jalapeno type of cheese with our peppers this year.
Well, I bet Daryl would like. Daryl likes spicy stuff.
Was lost. That video was lost. I had an external hard drive that I had so much videotape on, and then something happened and I can't access it. Maybe Daryl could help me figure that out.
Sort of like my computer.
When I got a new hard drive, now my computers will not recognize the old external hard drive. So I can't access a whole bunch of that video.
All my cheese making stuff was on that external hard drive.
Don't.
So we'll just have to make cheese
don't
again.
give me those eyes. That's what my laptop, it came up. Hard drive not found.
Not found.
Everything.
Wow.
Yeah, I had over 17,000 embroidery designs gone.
There's no way to retrieve them.
It was a solid state hard drive. Yeah, when those go, that's kind of like a memory card.
Yeah, my documents. I had just finished a cookbook I've been working on for 10 years, and it's gone.
Gary, you're supposed to email that stuff to yourself every once in a while.
It was too big to email. So
put it in the pressed folder.
Yeah, well, so I know that when it doesn't acknowledge your hard drive. Yeah. So we're sending the computer back to Dell, and they're sending the hard drive back with the computer, right? Not that you can do anything with it, but is that correct?
For $50 more.
Yeah.
And
use it as a anchor.
The chances of recovering data off of a failed solid state drive are not good.
I know. McCoy's Oak Hill Farm is asking, what breed are your cows?
They're Hereford.
They're pretty good natured.
They are.
So was the purpose behind them for dairy or for meat or for both?
More for meat, but both if we can get them to let us milk them. But, you know, Charlie had his own meat in the freezer, and we just, at some point, we hadn't been taking a freezer inventory, and we ran out of our own meat. So that left us buying meat again. So we're looking to correct that.
I used to raise a lot of calves for butcher, and when I was working for Dairy Gold, we got the powdered milk for pretty much dirt cheap. And I could buy a ton of it for $25 back when I started there, so I could just feed all the calves I wanted off that Dairy Gold milk for, we had a whole warehouse full of it. It was just stuff that got messed up, and rather than try to reprocess it, they just shipped it out into the other warehouse and $25 for those big tote bags, and then I'd feed cows.
Wow.
Feed cows with it. You know, the protein on it's way high. It's up there in the 30s, 30%. So you could mix it with anything pretty much, and it was still a good feed. And I raised 22 steers one year. It was the most I've ever raised.
Wow, that's a bunch.
Yeah, and then I'd take them to the auction when they were about, 900 pounds.
Well, Angela's right. You don't do anything in a small way.
No, we decided to just get 2 this time because I hadn't been around cows since I was a little kid. And I figured, I had to be able to, because, Charlie goes off on his fishing trips and stuff. I had to be able to take care of him myself while he's away. So I figured 2 was as many as I wanted to keep eyes on to feed. And, we'll do well with that. And hopefully
we'll get a couple bull calves.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, I see that there's a few people starting to drop off here, so I do want to mention that we will not be doing a live stream tomorrow night.
On the road again? Oh, sorry. Are we packed? Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
All the stuff in front of me all has to be packed up tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Is it okay if I do a collab invitation during the live, or would that?
By
all means, yes, go for it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I thought I would go ahead and invite everyone who wants to join. You don't have to be, specially chosen or anything like that. And we have had these doves that have been driving us crazy in our garden. So I want to do a create your own scarecrow collab. For anyone who would like to join the collab, just go ahead and Facebook message me or message me through YouTube and let me know when you put up your videos, and I'll add it to the playlist. I figured it'd be something easy. Even some of the little kids might have fun.
Yeah.
Creating, the scarecrow.
And also, Back to Basics, Teresa. She's one of the members in the small YouTube homesteaders group on Facebook. She is doing a collab of budget meals. So if anybody is interested, contact Teresa at Back to Basics, Teresa, and she would love to, have you join her collab. I think budget meals would be a good one.
A scarecrow video. That's
I like the scare. I like her. Angela has some great ideas for her collabs.
That is a good idea. You could do a snowman scarecrow.
But one of the things I want to say, it doesn't have to be like a life-size scarecrow. If they just wanted to do a mini version, that could fit like a doll size, that's okay too.
Well, that'd be so cool.
But I just thought it would be great. And what I'll do is I'll post in the group the guidelines that I'd like to have followed, to make everybody, even Steven, and so everybody knows to contact us and all that. And so I can add them to the playlist. That way everybody's videos get seen and grouped together and everybody does better.
That's just one of the challenges we're facing out here, the damn doves. They love seed. So if you try to plant anything in the garden, there's like 75 of them. They just attack it.
Wow.
Yeah. So Charlie's going to be losing some clothes for this one.
Okay.
Well, we could make a scarecrow-esque. Now that would be different.
There you go. Is that what that would be called?
Yes. We don't want any naked scarecrows running around. So, Charlie.
Well, they do have that one Saturday's called Naked Gardening Day. Well, we could do a scarecrow for that. I don't think YouTube wouldn't allow it uploaded, but
Oh yeah, we're on a family property. I think it'd be frowned upon if we did naked gardening.
That's true.
Well, and somebody's asking if scarecrows do work to keep the doves away.
I don't know.
They do.
I'm going to make mine mechanical, so I'm just warning you.
Yeah,
there you go.
Don't give away secrets.
It's going to have a shotgun attached to its right arm.
The busy little house. I'm jumping in and out, and just so happened she jumped in on the naked scarecrows. Yep, come join our channel. You never know what you're going to get here late at night.
Well, I guess the busy little house is in on the naked scarecrow, so you got one here.
Ours will have clothes of some sort.
So, Sabrina, I can't wait to meet everybody. We had so much fun in Mississippi. We met Broussard Homestead and the family. There's just
there's too many to name.
So many. I mean, we've been going to the Mississippi one for 3 years now. So, and Stephen, we met. He was able to go to the HOA in October. So it's great to see everybody and give those 3D hugs. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So
I would really like to go to the HOA, but I don't know if I'll be able to break away from work.
Yeah.
You know, retire, then I'll have more time.
Yeah.
But you're the boss.
You're
but
the
see,
boss.
but
Yes,
I
no
also-
excuse.
I also do all the work. So
Well, just assign yourself when to do that, and you can certainly schedule that out, I would think.
yeah, that's the thing about being a foreclosure agent, though, you guys, is I don't get to choose when and what. They give me assignments and deadlines, and some of them have to be done within 24 hours.
That's why I would never be good at it, because I would be like, I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Charlie would have a few choice words for them, and he wouldn't make any money.
The 24 hours starts on my clock.
Yeah. He would just say, "Oh, shuck 'em."
Yep.
I wouldn't answer my phone. That would be me. I just
He
wouldn't
doesn't.
answer.
He doesn't answer the phone. Anything having anything to do with a computer, even a cell phone, Charlie runs in the opposite direction. He doesn't want anything to do with that.
Yeah, I'm bad. I'm like, the only computers, when I learned computers, it was still DOS, like 3.1.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, well, if you do get that opportunity to come to the HOA, make sure you let us know that you're
yes.
be
Oh,
there.
I will. I
Yes.
will. I will be looking for y'all to give you big hugs.
Yep. And for those that can't make it to the shindig this Saturday, we will have Daryl will be doing a live stream all day from the fairgrounds. So that'll be going
Yeah,
on.
we'll do that just kind of like what we did with the gathering. Just go on all day, and anybody that's there wants to jump on the stream and say hello to folks are welcome to do that. So you never know who you're going to spot.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I'd love to organize to have a homesteaders get together out here in Washington, close by somewhere. If anybody is out in this direction near Olympia, Washington, that would like to, help with the organization and stuff like that, many hands make light work. I'd love to have a get together of some sort, even if it's only a few of us.
I think that'd be great because I know Linda wants to do it.
Well, Linda's
PG
only
Nano.
30 miles down
Yeah.
the road from us.
Uh-huh. Yeah. In fact, I'm
Free-
surprised I haven't
free
seen her in here
oysters.
tonight. Free oysters. Well, Eyes 2C Ministry says they're in California. They'll be there.
Great, yeah, that's not too far away.
Yep.
And hey, I want to thank everyone who's working behind the scenes tonight to keep the trolls away.
Yep. Our
You're doing
moderators
so
are great.
important to keep things family friendly. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, Rosanna, you're in Washington also, aren't you?
Yep, she is.
Yep. Me too. Yep. I thought so. Our favorite Rosanna Dana.
Well, do you have any last things you guys would like to?
Any
like
last
to,
words? No.
Like to share with everybody in the chat here? Or is,
I'm gonna find some cool like burley maple and send it to you, Daryl, so you can make some signs for people and give them away or sell them.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And maybe we'll send you a piece of the grandfather tree and have you make something for us out of that.
okay. Well,
The
we
one
can
you
do
were
that.
crushed over.
I was. I thought that tree would be alive long after I was dead. I was absolutely, I cried.
Yeah, 500-year-old fir.
600-year-old. Yeah, 600 years.
That's just hard to imagine, but that's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, the weather out here got crazy this year.
lots of wind. Yeah, one tree went down just 6 feet outside of my bedroom. Boom! In the middle of the night. That was scary.
you know, I've heard people ask if a tree falls down in the forest, do you hear it?
Oh, we do. Well, we're only
She
20,
has a
30 feet off the forest.
she has a video to prove it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember that one.
All right. Well, I think it's getting to be about that time.
Yep, we have to.
Thanks for having us on, you guys.
Oh,
Big
it was,
hug and
I
kisses.
loved it. You knew as soon as you said you want to do it again, I was ready. Let's
Oh,
get
because
this
we have to
started.
be on the schedule for next year. All
Okay,
right.
we can do this. We can do this.
Everybody, like I say, we will not be, we won't have our Tuesday night show. Probably not Thursday night show either.
I don't know, but for some reason, Sky from the White Picket Fence thinks that, you know, I'll be helping online every now and again tomorrow. I don't know where she gets that idea from.
Might happen. I don't know.
And she says that we have to stop every now and again to let Smudge out to sniff the area. Yeah, this is his maiden voyage. He's never been on. I mean, we took him to TSC last month to get all of his shots up to date, and he did fine. Now he has a 4x4 Dodge 2500, so it's a big truck. And Smudge laid out. He's going to be longer than the back seat.
Wow.
Yeah. So we have folded up the entire back seat. Daryl put some wood down to make a flat surface. Yeah. We bought the bars like they have in the police cars, so he can't get up front. Yeah. Driving with him thinking, I can go up front with mom and dad, and you can't push a 120-pound dog back with your arm. It doesn't work, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like trying to push a grizzly bear away. It does not work. Yeah.
Well, and actually the bars are reinforced with 2x4s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah.
That sounds like a project.
Yeah, I will take pictures of this before we put Smudge in there. Yes, Sabrina. I think that'll be great. For those that are coming, I can't wait to get my hugs. For those that can't make it, oh yeah, I will take pictures of to see him driving, yeah, through the bars. And for those that can't make it, Daryl will have it all on live stream. So. And I'm sure we'll have something Wednesday night or Thursday and Friday, whatever we do. Yes, video of Smudge, Carrie. You got that.
So everybody have a wonderful week. We will try to stay in touch with folks. Because, well, if you haven't done it,
Smudge
go
can.
ring that little,
Yep.
poke that bell on our channel.
Yeah, and if you haven't subscribed to Practical Modern Homestead, please do so. They are great people.
And they've got a
Great
lot of
people.
interesting videos.
Yes, they do.
Thank you, guys.
A lot of informative.
Informative.
Oh my.
Take care, everybody.
Have a wonderful evening.
Night.
Good night.
Night.